Hello, everybody. This is Jan-Willem Kradolver speaking. I see a lot of familiar faces. Sadly, I see them on screen and not in real life. Um, but I welcome you to this wonderful experiment, a Euro Hub meeting in a virtual surrounding. And I see almost. So that is, yeah, there's Peter. Yeah, I see. Yeah, hi, Peter. Yeah. And Hans-Geir, Randy, Gert, Lydia. Hi, Lydia. I see you also over there. Cesara. Oh, a lot of people I know. Oh,
Ciao!
okay. I think everybody is on board now. I welcome you very much at this EuroHub meeting. Sadly, we have to do it this way. So the first thing I want to stress is that I give a thank you to our Turkish friends who had everything arranged for us to invite us in Istanbul, where we should have been. And it would have been better for me because it's raining in the Netherlands now. And for those who don't know me yet, my name is Jan-Willem Kradolver. I will be your host for this afternoon as EuroHub Chair. I'm also a member of the Board of Directors and the Treasurer of ICMCI. We have the program and the agenda in front of us, hopefully. And what we are willing to do with you as delegates and board members is something quite ambitious. We want to have 4 roundtables. Roundtable number 1 starts with the value proposition for ICMCI, and it will be facilitated by Sorin and by Dwight, 2 of the other board members, the past president and the present president. The present president, interesting. And they will ask one of the delegates to report back to us in a plenary session of half an hour, because it's really a delegate dialogue that has to be fulfilled. So I invite you all to participate in 2 breakout rooms later on in discussing the values that we share as an ICMCI global community. After that first session, it's of course again to the delegates to discuss with the board, and again facilitated by Sorin and Dwight, but then as a board member, where our strategic initiatives are in place. Since the corona doesn't allow us to visit each other real life, we also have to be aware of the fact that the strategic initiatives we took already and had in place and discussed in the Bahamas last year, they changed maybe dramatically, maybe not so. But since COVID, there's a new world out there. Yesterday, we had this wonderful discussion about the new normal in 2 different webinars, which were very interesting to follow up after the Consultants Day celebration, where I have to say to everybody, happy Consultants Day still. But after those 2 meetings about the new normal, we have to reconsider our strategic initiatives. And we do that because of the fact that at the end of this year, when we have the general meeting, we have to discuss whether or not we have to adopt our strategy as an ICMCI. Roundtable number 3 will be hosted by our secretary, Jeremy Webster, because Jeremy can speed us up with the bylaws and everything that keeps us in place as a solid and steady governed machinery, which is called ICMCI. And he's taking care of that in his fluent English, which makes me jealous. And after that one, we have roundtable number 4, and it's all about communication. And our new board member, Johanna, did a lot of work with a lot of colleagues all around, and delegates and volunteers, in speeding up the way we communicate to the rest of the world. And since the digital transformation is here to stay, we need more and more digital forms of communicating with each other. And she will wrap up what has been done already and what has to be done, because that's a lot of stuff that has to be done still. After that, we focus on the National Consulting Index, where we had some interesting change of ideas already. I see Tamara in my screen laughing already, because she presented this yesterday already, the first time. And at the end of the National Consulting Index discussion, we tried to find out some kind of summary for what happened in this virtual community meeting. And as a board, we will take notice of everything that will happen over here, and we bring it to the board discussions so that we can elaborate on it and have preparations for the end of the year when we have the general agenda. So it's quite strange for me to talk to you from my own office, seeing all of you in front of me, but cannot touch you, cannot focus on you, cannot smell you. That would be very interesting, because then I would feel human. Now I feel like a kind of puppet on a big screen, but I hope we can manage to make this Euro Hub experiment worthwhile. At the end of my introductory comments, I really want to thank again our Turkish friends, because they said, since it's not possible to be in Istanbul now, they gladly volunteered to be our host in an upcoming Euro Hub. So I'm looking forward to that already. And I can't wait that it is possible to meet each other in real life again after the Corona crisis is taken care of, or at least being managed in that way. So after these introductory remarks and the agenda, I'd like to give the word and the floor to Dwight as our president to say some of his inspiring words to speed us up as a community to step into the 4 roundtables that are ahead of us. Dwight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this opportunity to adjust Euro Hub. It's so nice to see all the faces on the screen. I wish we were in the same room, and I look forward to when that can happen again. This has been an amazing year for us in many ways. The global pandemic has created difficulties for us professionally, personally, in our families, our lives, our communities. I think none of us have ever experienced something that has been so disruptive, so far and so wide, and affecting us all in the same way. And that's created a situation where we as management consultants are put in the situation to be leaders in communities, because so many come to us to ask for advice and guidance on how to deal with situations for which there are no clear answers. We don't know the future. We can't envision our desired future, because we don't know how long this disruption will last, and what the impact is going to be, and what the recovery is going to look like. On the other hand, it creates for us as a profession huge opportunities. Our vision has never been more relevant in terms of how do we lead the development of the profession globally, and how do we help our clients through doing good work to improve their situation and have social and economic benefits for all. We can't forget that this is happening at a time of disruption. In NASA, I remember addressing the annual meeting and talking about the disruption that is coming in terms of virtualization, digitization to us, and the impact it will have on us as a profession, but also the impact on our institutes, and the fact that the way in which new entrants into management consulting are changing the way they think about the profession, are not valuing joining institutes as much as their predecessors, those of us in this room, have done, and see other ways to get knowledge and to do networking. So that creates an additional pressure for us in our institutes and us as ICMCI, who work with you and collaborate with you, to figure out what is that value proposition. How do we figure out the best way to get new entrants into management consulting, to value collaborating with others, to understand what it means to be a professional through things like ISO 2700 and how to develop and deliver projects, what it means to be a certified management consultant and affiliate with our peers and be accountable to our peers for doing good work, and what it means to have ongoing professional development. So we're continually working to improve how we work together. So at ICMCI, we've been spending a lot of time and effort in this area. You're all aware, I think, of the ongoing weekly, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 times a week sessions that we've had to build and enhance this network so that we can learn from each other and share with each other moving forward. So I'm really looking forward to today, because today is a chance in a more formal way to get feedback from the institutes in Europe about your perceptions of our strategy, what's the impact of the changes that are going on in the world, and how do we adapt as a profession to not only support our clients in this huge disruption that is underway now, but all of the future disruptive events that we can expect in the economy as we try to recover with the different social things that are happening in different parts of the world, the disruption that's going to come from technology in different sectors, and some of the political pressures that are underway in different parts of the world as well that we also need to take into account. So I'm looking forward to our discussions today. I thank you very much for this time, Mr. Chair, and good luck with the deliberations of Euro Hub.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. And I do agree. I was wondering whether or not a virtual Euro Hub could succeed. But at the most, we were 38 persons, and now we have 28 persons still here. And to me, the discussions, especially also in the breakout rooms, were kind of fantastic, because it brought me more than I expected up front. So if COVID is here to stay, we as a community know how to interact still with those travel restrictions. But on the other hand, I definitely want us to step out of this pandemic so that people all over the world, since we are a community, can meet, and that Lydia, I'm looking at you now, that I can see you not only on the screen, but I can hug you on the screen and drink a beer with you. People from all over the world I'm very pleased that you were there helping us out in this Euro Hub. We will prepare everything. And now at the end of the closing of the meeting, we have 1 minute left, and I am drinking my beer to say thank you for participating. Well, for participating in this Euro Hub. Anyone who wants to stay on screen, just stay and we can chit chat a little bit. But 1 minute before the real closing, I salute you all. Thank you for your contributions, and let's keep up the good work in our own international community. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.